Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you, and in this video I want to talk to you about the concept of leverage. Leverage is the greatest opportunity that we have right now in terms of crypto investing. And a lot of people are afraid of leverage, and rightly so. Leverage is risky, leverage is dangerous, but there's a fundamental distinction between the way rich people think about leverage and the way poor people think about leverage. And that fundamental distinction has the power to either keep you poor or make you rich. Now, first and foremost, fundamentally, leverage, the definition of leverage is debt. All leverage is borrowing money from a platform or institution of some sort to increase the position size of your investment. That's really all it is. So in other words, if you put in $1,000 and you are trading on a platform that gives you up to 5x leverage, you can make $5,000 trades. So basically, you're borrowing the other $4,000 from the platform so that you can increase the value of your trade. So you put in $1,000, you make a $5,000 trade. If you set a long position, meaning you're expecting it to go up and it goes up 10%, times that by 5, you made a 50% profit. If it goes up 5%, times that by 5, you made a 25% profit. However, if it goes down 10%, times that by 5, you've lost 50% of your investment. If it goes down by 5%, you've lost 25% of your investment. So this downside of leverage is the reason why people are scared of it. Now, learning to use leverage in a responsible way is both expensive and important, but understanding the value proposition behind leverage will give you the courage and patience that you need to make it through that season when you're learning how to use it rightly, responsibly. And a lot of people quit in the midst of that process. A lot of people walk away in the midst of that process because they just don't get it. But let's talk foundations. Let's get to the very foundation of the thing. If I were to tell you I'm going to borrow $10,000 from the bank and I'm going to use it to buy crypto, you would probably tell me that I'm crazy. That's too risky. But if I were to tell you I'm going to borrow $50,000 from the bank and I'm going to use it to buy a Tesla, you might tell me that that was the wisest decision that I ever made. The difference is that a Tesla is guaranteed to lose me money. Even though Tesla's a great car, going to save me money on gasoline, the moment I drive it off the lot, it begins to depreciate. Even though it holds its value better than other things, it still begins to depreciate, meaning that I borrowed money to buy something that's going to lose money, guaranteed, from the moment that I drive it off the lot. The way poor people think is that the proper use of debt is to buy things that will lose you money. But rich people see debt as the means by which to acquire assets that will make you money. And so if I tell somebody I'm leverage trading with $1,000, I'm crypto leverage trading with $1,000, oh, stay out of that, that's dangerous. But if I tell somebody, oh, I just got a car loan for $50,000, oh, cool, what kind of car did you get? That's the way poor people think. Now, leverage, the way leverage works is very, very simple if you understand it. Basically, when it comes to leverage, platforms that give you, let's say, up to 5x leverage, which is what we get at KuCoin, where we trade in my group. If you trade on a platform that gives you up to 5x leverage, it simply means that every percentage point in either direction when you enter a trade is going to be magnified by 5x, 5 times. So if you click 5x and you're at 5x leverage, if you short and it goes down 1%, you made 5%. If it goes down 2%, you made 10%. If it goes down 3%, you made 15%. So just times that percentage point by 5, and that becomes either your profit or your loss. The thing to remember is that leverage increases your liquidation point. So there's good and there's bad. Here's the good point. Here's the good of leverage. If you are 5x leveraged on a trade, how far does that trade have to travel before you've doubled your money, your initial investment? Well, it's an easy calculus. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So if I short something, let's say I short Solana, and it drops 20%, I've doubled my money. If I put in $1,000, I've got $2,000 now. If I put in $2,000, I've now got $4,000. 20% times 5. Every 20% it drops, I double my money. If I set a long position and it pumps 20%, I've doubled my money. If it pumps 40%, I've doubled my money twice. If it pumps 80%, I've doubled my money 3 times, right? So 80%, 80 times 5 is what? 8 times 5 is 40. That's 400%, right? So I 4x'd my money at an 80% pump. I believe, and I think a lot of us agree, that the market is either bottomed or will bottom in the next few months. I am of the opinion that it is not bottomed, but it will bottom in the next few months. So what would be my goal? My goal would be to set a diversified set of leveraged positions as close to the bottom of the market as I can. Doesn't have to be the absolute bottom. Just when it gets down in the vicinity of the bottom, to start setting leveraged long positions on all of my assets and then let them ride. Let them ride for years. Imagine this. Let's say you've got a bag of 10,000 XRP. If you 5x leverage that bag, it's now 50,000 XRP, which means as far as XRP goes, you're going to 5x your profit at the end of the day. Let's say you've got 10 Ethereum. 5x those 10 Ethereum, you've now got 50 Ethereum. So imagine the potential to 5x leverage your entire bag at the bottom of the market and then just let it ride. What would that look like in a year? What would that look like in 2 years? What would that look like in 3 years? What would that look like when the market begins to top out again and you start taking profit? What would it look like to begin taking profit along the way and that profit becoming enough for your family to live on for the foreseeable future? Now, first and foremost, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not telling you not to do this. I'm just talking to you about the perspective and the possibilities. And so the biggest concern that I have, you talk to most people, the concern is you're going to lose money if you leverage trade. And the answer to that question is probably so. Initially, until you learn how to do it. You're going to pay your tuition, definitely. And I can talk a lot about mistakes that I've made and why I made those mistakes. I keep a journal, and I journal after every bad trade, especially after the bad ones, sometimes after the good ones as well. But the reason I'm journaling is I'm wanting to drill down into what happened there. Why did that go bad? What could I have done differently? What mistake did I make? And there's all kinds of mistakes. I'll do another video with the common mistakes, at least with my common mistakes and how to avoid them. But the point that I'm making is that we're so afraid of debt, but in the areas where we should be afraid of debt, we're not afraid of debt at all. For instance, even in the realm of real estate, you take out a real estate investment. The thing to remember is that the higher your debt to margin ratio, the higher your leverage to margin ratio is, the more risky. 5x is more risky than 4x. 4x is more risky than 3x. 3x is more risky than 2x. 2x is more risky than 1x. Think about this. 1x, which means no leverage. If I short Solana at $22 at 1x, what is my liquidation point? 0, right? Because I'm 1x. There's no leverage, meaning in order for me to lose all of my money, that's what liquidation is. Your liquidation point is the point at which you lose the entirety of what you invested in that trade. So if I invest $2,000 in Solana, a long position at $22, if it goes down, I lose money. If it goes up, I make money. My liquidation point is $0 because it's 1x leveraged. But if I increase that to 2x leverage, what's my liquidation point? Remember, I entered a long position at $22. What is my liquidation point if I 2x leverage that position? Instead of $2,000, I'm now setting a long position of $4,000 at $22. At 2x leverage, my liquidation point would be 50% instead of 100%. And what's 50% of $22? $11. So if I'm 2x leverage, my liquidation point is $11. Now, if I 3x leverage that position, my liquidation point would be 33%, a 33% drop instead of a 100% drop. So if it's 1x, meaning no leverage, it has to drop 100% for me to lose everything. If I 2x, it has to drop 50% in order for me to lose everything. If I 3x, it has to lose only 33% in order for me to lose everything. If I 4x, I lose everything at 25%. 100 divided by 4 is 25. And if I 5x leverage, I lose everything at a 20% loss. Right? 20 times 5 is 100. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So understanding where my liquidation point is and then determining the likelihood of the price visiting that liquidation point and trading accordingly. And so this is the learning process when it comes to leverage trading. But the benefit of it, here's the key. You can recover from everything except a total loss when you're leverage trading. The one thing you cannot recover from is a complete loss. You have to put more money in. But even if you lose 90%, you can recover from that 90%. Because what does it take to 10x? Let's say you start with $1,000, you're down to $100. What's it take to get back to $1,000 on a 10x move? Divide that by 5. You only need a 2x move. So let's say I set a long position on XRP at 40 cents and it went down to, as I say, I 2x leveraged it and it went down to 22 cents. I've only got $100 left in that $1,000. So how do I get back to $1,000? Well, from 22 cents, if I 5x leverage $100 at 22 cents and it goes up to 44 cents, I have $1,000 again. You see? In other other words, if I stay in the game, I can recover all of my losses. But the key is understanding how the game works. And the key is learning how to use leverage responsibly, incrementally, carefully, how to exercise patience in the process. But the goal is once I set the position as close to the bottom of the market as I can get to, and it becomes profitable, man, just let that thing ride forever. Let it ride until the market gets to the top. Start skimming off of it at a certain point, taking partial profits here, partial profits there, partial profits, letting the rest ride. You've got a cash cow that keeps going. But mark my words, the opportunity to use leverage in crypto trading, it's not going to last long. It's not going to last long. The SEC is going to find a way to shut that down and take that opportunity away from us. And so if you're interested in finding out more about that opportunity, maybe even trading with us, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/cryptogenic. The premium level is where we're doing all the trading, and it's only $19 a month. So check it out. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And remember that primary goal is to sleep in peace at night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. All of the resources I provide are designed to empower you to do just that. With that being said, this is Cryptogenic signing out.